Clark. Slings it over to Hull, wide open three. She got it.
So the defense was shading to the paint, and they made the beautiful pass up top.
After selecting Caitlin Clark, everyone believed the Indiana Fever couldn't get any better. But when Lexie Hall took the court that August night, something incredible occurred. The dynamic duo made history in a way that left the entire WNBA stunned. What's going on, everyone? Today, August 18th, 2024, we're going into one of the most exciting games of the 2024 WNBA season. It was supposed to be just another regular season game against the Seattle Storm, and the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis was packed as usual because of the Clark effect. However, nobody could have predicted what was going to happen that night. Mark that date down because that's when Caitlin Clark and Lexie Hall put on a show that changed everything for the Indiana Fever.
Clark looking to shed Diggins Smith. Clark lobbing it in. Boston draws two in the...
You could tell something remarkable was brewing from the first hint. Everyone in the building seemed to understand that something significant was about to happen, and the audience was electrified by every move these two made on the court. Clark came out aggressive, but it wasn't just her typical highlight plays.
Jam-packed Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, getting ready for the hot Indiana.
Minutes Clark had already made the ideal shot.
Clark, what a pass, hit stride, and Hull lays it in. First lead of the quarter for Indiana.
Her time in college, we've seen it here in the WNBA, just looking ahead.
Clark vision was fully operational. We're discussing passes that appear to bend around defenders, and she was observing angles that weren't there. However, this is where things start to get interesting because each time she looked up, it seemed as though Lexie Hall and her partner had been playing together for years.
Missed the bunny. Here comes Clark, wielding through traffic.
Hull, who had been displaying promise but had yet to have her breakthrough performance, was set to alter her entire story. She had been working diligently behind the scenes, and tonight was the day that everything came together. By the end of the first quarter, Clark had scored 6 points and provided 3 assists, but that was only the warm-up act.
9 leads all scorers. Here's Boston. Off to Hull. Her three is good.
Things started to heat up in the second quarter. Clark continued to feed her after Hull caught fire from three-point range. It was as if two players could read each other's thoughts. Before Hull could complete her move, Clark would deliver the ball after Hull made these delicate cutbacks, and the Storm's defense appeared to be struggling to keep up.
Clark speeding all the way in to the cup.
Next level. She gets the ball in her hands. She pushes pace like no other and able to finish on this one.
Clark trying to shake Whitcomb. Step back is good. In the mid-range. Points. Here's Clark. Looking to shake Horston. Clark sings a pass. Hull on the wing. Connects.
One play in particular perfectly captured their relationship. When she threw a no-look pass to the corner when Clark was being double-teamed close to half court, most spectators in the arena probably believed it was going out of bounds. But Hull was standing there waiting for 3 points. Nothing but net. And the audience went completely crazy.
To shoot. Good job by Horston bouncing out. Clark blitzed. Passes out into...
Even though Halim Hull had already given up 10 points, her efficiency was truly remarkable. She wasn't just shooting, she was making every move matter and avoiding 4 shots. Meanwhile, Clark was directing the entire game with 4 more assists and 6 points of her own. The Fever weren't just winning, they were putting on a clinic.
Miss there from Lloyd. Clark the fling ahead. Oh, what a dime! And Mitchell lays it in! And Caitlin Clark officially has...
The real magic occurred in the third quarter, with roughly 6 minutes remaining, when Clark broke Tia Pinero's 1998 rookie record with her 232nd assist of the season. Take a moment to consider that for a moment. Some of the greatest players in WNBA history had come and gone without touching that record, and here Clark was, casually rewriting the history books in her rookie season.
Here's Katie Lou Samuelson. Can't hit the 3 in the corner. Boston the rebound. Clark a good look. She got it.
The game actually had to stop for a minute because the crowd was so loudly cheering when Clark pushed the ball in transition, drew 3 defenders because she naturally did, and then somehow found Kelsey Mitchell cutting to the basket for an easy layup. The entire arena understood what that assist meant.
First 6 from deep, but no hesitation there. Oh, what a dime! Clark to Boston! Here's
the chemistry between Clark and Hull was incredible. Every time the Storm tried to change their defense to stop Clark, she would find Hull wide open for 3. When they tried to keep Hull tight, Clark would cut through the defense for an easy bucket. This is what made this game really special. It wasn't just about the records or the highlights. What we were witnessing was the beginning of something special.
Ogumake, the weak side rebound, and then Clark the steal. Mitchell the knockaway. Clark's 3.
Observe the annoyance on the Storm players' faces as they attempt to defend 2 players who appear to anticipate each other's moves before they are executed each time Seattle makes a change. Hull and Clark came up with a response that compared it to watching a chess game in which one side was always 3 moves ahead.
And then made the beautiful pass up top.
Knockdown threes at that spot when you're playing with Caitlin Clark, and how much Lexie Hull has unlocked that for Indiana. On cue! He's gotten a lot of second half minutes. Mitchell speeds into the paint, curls around. Hull connects! Look at his shed digging Smith. Clark lobbing it in. Boston draws 2 in the corner. Hull!
Let's talk about Hull's development during this game. It wasn't simply a successful shooting night. She was developing as a player, and you could see Clark actively trying to boost her confidence whenever she hit a basket. The audience was growing louder with every play, and Clark would be the first person there to give a high five or provide words of encouragement. You know, there are times in sports when everything just clicks and you feel like you're watching something amazing happen in real time, and that's what this was. Every possession had people on the edge of their seats wondering what these 2 would do next. Even the Storm's timeouts couldn't cool them off. In fact, it seemed like every time Seattle called a timeout to try to break their rhythm, Clark and Hull would come back even stronger. There was this one sequence right after a timeout where they connected for 3 straight baskets, a backdoor cut, a transition 3, and then a beautiful give and go that had the entire arena on its feet. What made it even more impressive was how effortless they made it look. You've got Clark, the rookie sensation, who's supposed to be still adjusting to the pro game, playing like a 10-year veteran, and Hull, who many had written off as just a role player, suddenly looking like one of the most dangerous shooters in the league. It was like watching the future of the WNBA unfold right in front of us. This wasn't just a good game, this was a glimpse of what the Fever could become. 2 young players perfectly complementing each other's games, making everyone around them better, the kind of performance that makes you want to buy tickets to the next game before you even leave the arena. By the end of the 3rd quarter, you could feel something special building. The Fever weren't just winning, they were dominating, and they were doing it with style. The best part of Lexie Hull's performance was yet to come, though, as Hull was punishing every defensive error and Clark was dissecting the defense like a surgeon. In the 4th quarter, she came off the bench like a woman possessed, draining 3s like layups. Her confidence was evident in her body language, the way she was calling for the ball, and how fast she was getting her shot off that.
Clark!
The brilliance of the evening was encapsulated in a single sequence where Clark brought the ball up, lured the opposition with a hesitating move, then blasted a pass to Hull in the corner without even looking. Boom, 3 points. Next possession, same corner, same outcome. The crowd was going crazy every time Hull touched the ball, and you could hear the excitement building as they literally stood up before she even shot because they knew it was going in. That was the type of night it was, where everything was falling and it felt like these 2 could do nothing wrong. The Storm called a timeout, but it didn't matter on the very next play. Guess what? Hull in the corner for another 3. Clark, the real highlight of this was seeing Clark's response to Hull's victory. Following each made shot, Clark was celebrating as if it were her own basket, and you could see her pointing to Hull to get her excited, so that everyone knew who was holding the hot hand. That's the kind of leadership you love to see from your star player, and their chemistry was amazing. It was like watching 2 players who had been playing together their entire lives as the Storm tried everything they'd thrown at them. Clark would draw several defenders and somehow find Hull with these impossible passes, and Hull was moving without the ball like a pro, spotting the holes in the defense, always ready to catch and shoot. These 2 were simply in a zone that is rarely seen in basketball at any level, and the ultimate figures were astounding. Clark attempted to stop Hall from getting the ball, even trying some Busheen-1 defense, but it didn't work. Hall made an incredible 6 of 7 three-pointers to finish with a career-high 22 points. Even though Clark set a rookie assist record and finished with 23 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds, the numbers don't fully capture the picture. Fans in the stands were talking about what they had just seen, and you could hear them asking questions like, "Did that really just happen?" and "When's the next home game?" Then came the post-game reactions, and this is where it gets even better. It was the way they did it, the sparkle, the confidence, the pure joy they were playing with. This is now a Lexie Hull fan account was the first thing Clark posted on social media, and it went viral more quickly than one of her no-look throws. The unexpected dynamic pair had the basketball world talking, and both players were beaming during the post-game interviews. When asked about her performance, Hull gave a heartfelt shout-out to her grandma, who traveled from Spokane to see the game.
How that one felt and how you felt walking up the floor and seeing some people that are close to you.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, to get a win in front of anyone is great. To get a win in front of my grandma who came all the way from Spokane and my sister.
Shout out Cheryl.
Yeah, go Grandma Cheryl. And my sister came from Austin. It's amazing. And to have them, courtside.
Stepped in during Hall's interview to declare that she was switching to a Lexie Hull fan page as her social media bio.
It was all very happy.
Tweeted that you're a Lexie Hull fan account now. What can you say about the performance
Twitter really
you had?
quick to tweet that, or X. Yeah, my account will solely be about Lexie if you want to follow. I'm going to change the bio.
The impact of this game went beyond just one night. In the weeks that followed, you could see the confidence it gave Hull, who began playing more aggressively and looking for her shot more frequently, and Clark, who simply kept doing what she does best, improving everyone around her. What makes this story even better is the timing of it all. The Fever had been building something special all season, but this game felt like a turning point. Now that they had another weapon that teams had to worry about, Hull's emergence as a reliable scoring threat made the Fever much harder to defend. This game also altered the way teams had to defend the Fever. They could no longer concentrate just on Clark because Hull had shown that she could make you pay if you let her loose, which gave Clark even more chances to perform her magic. Thinking about the future is quite thrilling. Clark is only a rookie, and Hull is in her second year. They're already displaying this kind of chemistry. Just think of what they could accomplish if they played together more often and gained more experience. This could be the start of something truly unique in Indiana, as the coach of the Fever put it so well in the press conference after the game. "We're creating here because what you witnessed tonight wasn't just two players enjoying themselves. It was two young players who know how to improve each other, play joyfully, and improve everyone around them." Looking back, this game may be remembered as the turning point for the Indiana Fever. It wasn't just about breaking records or winning a single game. It was about demonstrating what can happen when young talent comes together, when players perfectly complement one another, when the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts. And the best part is that it feels like it's only the beginning. Clark and Hull proved that night that they could be one of the WNBA's most exciting duos, proving that the future of women's basketball is in good hands and that the Indiana Fever may be creating something truly unique. The Fever just unlocked a secret weapon that no one saw coming, so fans will want to watch more amazing WNBA moments like this. Smash that subscribe button. Click the notification bell and leave a comment below with your opinions on this powerful combination.